if I have it, can my HVAC system carry it to him? And I don't have the answer to that. I know it can live in the air. I know they said it can live in the air for a few hours, and it can live on surfaces up to a couple of days. I would feel horrible if I gave it to him, or vice versa. If I don't have it, he gives it to me, I would definitely feel horrible. So that's one thing I'd like to know.
Well, you're in a good, I don't know. I would actually ask like David Holt from NCI, even Ben Middleton.
That's okay.
Like NCI, David seems to have a really good understanding of the details behind this.
I miss Tom Weigel. He used to be our IAQ guy. He probably would know too. I don't know if you remember Tom, but
no, the current IAQ guy is off living in the middle of the mountains where hosting Trump stuff. Odd.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought about turning on the video today, which we haven't done before, but since everything's about to get normal, I mean, since this is the new normal.
Okay.
What do you think? Should I show my face and turn on video so it can be more personable? I feel like people are freaking out.
If you'd like to, you're more than welcome. Well, actually, I have the setting on? I might not even have it set, so you can do that, but you're welcome to if I can quick update that. Let's see here. Excuse me.
I just really want to try and get these guys a little calm because right now they're freaking out.
Allow staff to share webcams. Okay, it should be on you should have that ability. I don't know if it's individually in your webinar, but
let me see.
Yeah, settings.
That work?
Sorry, I'm looking. Oh, hello! I see you.
Crazy hairs. Okay,
I want a very homey looking room behind you.
Thank you. This is what being at home feels like. It makes me happy. I love this space.
I'm glad.
I'm so sorry you are sick. That sucks.
Yeah, it's been a rough few weeks, but I don't know. It is what it is, right? And my birthday's tomorrow, so I'm not even like doing a birthday thing because nobody's doing. Well, thank you.
You have to
go. It's St. Patrick's Day.
You gotta go in the kitchen and make some crazy cocktail or something.
I was supposed to have a prime rib dinner at my brother's house, but I don't want to bring whatever I have to them, and frankly, they've got a teenage son, so I need to stay from him because God only knows what he's got. So,
yeah, right. Then that's like a mixed cocktail.
Right? Exactly. Exactly. So, what is all your staff doing? Are they kind of staying in place and working from home?
Yep. Just told Clay to go home. He's the only one that's a little bit of a booger as far as getting to go home. But we just basically. We bought everyone in the company 2 weeks ago, $250 of groceries. We filled up their pantries. We filled up their refrigerators.
Oh, nice.
Just to keep them being able to focus and think. And, so they don't have to.
Wouldn't it be nice if Goodman did that?
I don't know how big that bill would be, but that actually just hurt my heart thinking about it.
Right? Actually, I've been wondering, I've seen other manufacturers start to manufacture different, just stop and change and manufacture hand sanitizer and masks. I've been wondering, what is it that we could be doing right now to help the U.S. prepare for, whether it's, I don't know, we can't do it, but somebody needs to start 3D printing ventilators, and we need 3D printed other apparatus, shield. I mean, there's got to be something that Dyke can be doing on our manufacturing line that could help. We need the thinkers to think of these things.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been trying to get ideas out for people like our dealers to get hand sanitizers. I'm actually posting one right now. I figured out if you search for, well, I guess it's not going to matter if Amazon shuts down, but toy sanitizers, they had plenty of them all the way through. Yesterday I ordered 10. And also one other thing, what is it called?
Well, you can also make your own.
I've made
all
of
above
mine.
70%. So
I have all my own jugs. I made them all.
there you go.
Yeah, they look like
All right, listen, I know we're.
green monster.
Oh, I like the green color though. It's pretty. Just don't drink out of it.
No.
I might confuse it.
No.
All right. I'm going to start us off. All right, here we go.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Catherine. I'll be your webinar facilitator today. I'd like to welcome everyone and thank you for joining us for the Announcing CI Web Group's HVAC RAD site launch webinar. As a quick reminder, all lines are currently on mute to prevent background noise. If you have questions during the presentation, go ahead and type them into your chat box. I'll be happy to answer at the end of the webinar. This afternoon, it's my pleasure to welcome back Jennifer Bagley, CEO of CI Web Group. Jennifer, you may now begin the webinar.
Thank you so much, Ms. Catherine. I appreciate it. And for everybody who now has time to attend the webinar, I thank you for taking time during this crazy kind of time to spend a minute and invest some time on your business. This training is going to be a little bit different because 30 days ago I wrote the title for this, and while we are still launching the RAD site, we've been preparing for that over the last 3 months. Today we're going to do things a little bit different. So we're going to talk about some topics and some things that are relevant right now. In fact, with news and media cycles changing literally by the hour, in our world, for example, at CI Web Group, our team has been put through the ringer as far as getting trained in agile project management, learning how to implement in a rapid application environment, and making sure that everything that we do is now a sprint, not a project. So I say that because that's what's necessary with these kind of news cycles. That's what's necessary in this kind of a time. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to thrive in the new normal. As these news and media cycles are moving quickly, so must we. We've got to be very, very calm. We've got to be very pragmatic, and we have to take a tactical approach to living in this new normal, working in this new normal, managing our businesses in this new normal. So through each one of these webinars, we have these webinars also Goodman Corporate is producing. You should be getting a notification here soon about a 16-week webinar series that we're doing with some of the other vendor partners and trainers. We're all home now. So we normally are on the road 9 months out of the year, and we're doing workshops and trainings and so forth in a live environment. That's one of the ways we've changed. Everybody goes home. Pretty normal for us. We're a digital marketing company. But we've got to make sure that we're responding to consumers' concerns kind of, and I'm going to say in a drop the mic sense, meaning I know you're concerned in advance. I want to make sure and have tools for you before you go down that road. So what we've done is create a series of different things you guys can use. These are absolutely free. Before we get into the RAD sites, the first one here is obviously these webinar training programs. So our workshops, all these things that we were doing and now have been moved to digital formats. I turned the video camera on because normally I would be in person. So why not show my face and make sure that we have more of kind of a personal interaction here. So first, if you're interested in not just the monthly webinars, but getting engaged in the series, getting short, quick tips that are coming out more on a rapid fire, shorter videos, please register. Use this short form in order to register for that kind of information. That way, as we learn new things you can implement in your business right away that are positive, tactical, pragmatic, and positive, that's going to help you be able to move faster. So first, register for those. Second, We created a marketing letter to help you respond to consumers. And this marketing letter has already been adopted by many of our customers. They're already integrating it with their websites, or we are on their behalf. They're integrating it into their force. So I just want to show you this letter and talk through a little bit about how you can use it. I have my own hand sanitizer here that we made. So all you're going to do is click on this, and it's going to take you over to this kind of series or sequence of letters. And essentially this is something you can use with your customers. It depends on how much you're willing to commit. What are you willing to do? So first it says, here at XYZ Heating and Air Conditioning, we're committed to the safety for both your family and our technicians. Our team has completed training, is completely prepped and ready to ensure that your heating and air conditioning needs are taken care of course, in the safest possible manner. Here are some things you might want to take advantage of so we can be more efficient and effective during the process. So number one is, some of our dealers are starting to do video walkthroughs. Instead of having to come and sit at the kitchen table, they're asking customers to either FaceTime them, use Google Hangout, or use Zoom. If you're not familiar with Zoom, their stock is doing quite well. It's kind of a pandemic stock, like Peloton, something that does well when people go home. But also, essentially you can sign up for that for free. So Zoom, you can set up a free account, you can have up to 45 minutes on a call, but it allows you to have a meeting, something like this, where you have two people, they can see each other, and you guys are video calling back and forth. I'm sure you're already using FaceTime and Google Hangout. Right now is a good time to let consumers know that that is an option, that you can limit contact, you can limit the amount of time you need to spend in their home, at their home, or with them by using those kind of tools. So one of the first things I would do on your websites, get something up that says you can do a virtual walkthrough. You guys, right now my family owns a real estate company. All open houses are now done virtually. We're doing virtual walkthroughs. My mother's doing virtual walkthroughs, our team, and so forth. So little things like that. Industries are changing and they're doing it fast. So this is something we can't really sit around and kind of wait. We need to decide, and we need to jump in and make that happen. Next, here are some things you can expect from our technicians when they show up at your house. Upon arriving, we can greet you in any way you choose: a foot bump, an elbow bump, a wave, a curtsy, a salute, a bow, a boogie, whatever you think is best, but make it fun, a little bit lighthearted. However, this letter needs to be customized to your brand. So if you have a more serious brand, make it more serious. If you have a fun and engaging brand, make it fun and engaging. Next, it's going to be plastic gloves will be worn throughout your visit. If you don't have plastic, throw in some gloves. Do something. You guys, there's cleaning gloves available. There are still things you can get that are going to help people feel comfortable. Next is going to be carry hand sanitizer on your belt. I know the first response is, I can't buy it, or it's not available. So there are some instances when you can purchase the things that you need to make your own and put this stuff, tag it on a belt. You can buy your own clips, little liquid clips. You can put it in at this point, if you showed up with an empty water bottle and it had some kind of alcohol, liquid, antiseptic, and so forth inside that, consumers are going to feel more comfortable than showing up with nothing. Same thing with wipes, is wiping down all surfaces or areas that your team comes in contact with. Temperature testing in the morning, making sure you're testing those temps before they leave the door. And either if you have masks or if you're working on securing masks, letting consumers know that if they feel more comfortable with you wearing one, that would be great. And then little things like limiting exposure to 6 to 8 feet. I had a dealer call yesterday and he was really concerned. He said, Jen, I'm nervous. The client just canceled our meeting. And I was like, why'd they cancel? He said, well, they didn't want their technicians near their kids. And I was like, well, call them back and tell them to take their kids for a walk. Healthy, it's good. In fact, in 1918, solariums, putting infected people outside in the sun. Sun is a natural disinfectant. It's actually good for them. Clean air, fresh air, as you guys know, is really good for people. So just remind them of something positive and tell them, it's a great time. I can always take care of these things. Take your kids for a walk. Sure enough, he called back. told the client that he thought it was a great idea if he took the kids for a walk, and he said he was able to keep that appointment and go out on that job. All right. So next, let's make your home a comfort zone. Let's create the perfect indoor environment. Give us a call today to let us know how we can make your family's life better. So you guys, right now, there's two different kind of routes you can go. You can either go to isolation, freaked out. I saw a post yesterday, and I'm sorry if they're on the call or watching the video, but it was all caps locks, and it said, "We will not service anyone who is sick. If you are coughing or ... and the first thing to do, take the little caps lock button you have on your computer and pop it out. No writing in all caps locks. You guys, right now, you have an entire group. I am an example of this. I travel 9 months a year. And I am sitting in my lovely home right now. I am so personally happy to be here. Everybody always wants what they don't have, the opposite of what they have. Imagine if you guys right now, you've never had an opportunity where every single person in your neighborhood is at home all day. They're eating at home, playing at home. Some of them are learning to cook at home because they never have. They're working from home. The things in their home that they have never noticed, the crack in the wall, the air conditioning not working, one room colder than the other room, one room warmer than the other room. They got condensation, humidity problems. They don't feel like there's fresh air in the house. These guys, these families are gonna notice this all the time, and ever so much more. I've had multiple people come out. In fact, this morning, we had somebody come out because I'm totally freaked out by June bugs. If you haven't been to Texas, you don't know about June bugs, but I don't like them. So I had somebody come out and spray, and the email that he sent out let me know that things were gonna be a little bit different. Our greeting styles were gonna be a little bit different. That because he wasn't able to get hand sanitizer, or because he wasn't able to have gloves today, he had a couple things that were going on that were issues, that he was gonna take care of the outside and he was gonna do the inside later. A week ago, we had someone come out for the internet. This is from AT&T. They obviously had incredible training that they did, and it followed these things. It was great because he sat in our home and gave us a list of what were the training and the things that they did in order to make sure that they're able to still get out there, those technicians can still get out and do their job and ease consumer fears. So, you guys, the biggest businesses in the world all came from recessions. They all came from something that was a hard time. This is your time to take advantage of and to prosper and grow when you have an entire consumer base of people who are going to want to feel comfortable at home. But we can't scare them. You guys, right now, everything about this, we need to focus on this being a staycation. You canceled your vacations, no problem. Let's make your home feel like a place you want a vacation. That gas grill you wanted, now's the time to install it. Making sure you guys are comfortable. They're home constantly. I know that the first response is going to be IAQ. And there is some important things about that. Obviously, the humidification, making sure they have an air cleaner, air scrubber, air filter, all of these things. Clean air is wildly important. But you want to stay away from things that have been spoofed, myth busted, I should say. Stay away from things that are saying these IAQ products can prevent COVID, because people already know and they're already checking those online. One of the biggest search phrases out there right now is asking, are these IAQ products actually removing or eliminating or preventing the novel COVID virus? So careful. Focus on comfort. This is the place that everyone is going to be vacationing. And just remind people, if 5 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago, 10 weeks ago, 3 months ago, someone was to come, an employer was to go to their employee and say, hey, you want to work from home for a few months? Most people would have been excited. So this is a really good time. All right, that's that. This letter, it's yours. There's not one letter there. There's like 6. We've wrote them. We'll continue to write stuff. You guys use it. It's yours. You can modify it, change it, use it any way you want. You can take pieces of it and put it on your social media. You can take pieces of it and use it on your website. You can create a health and safety page on your site. I'll show you what that looks like. All right. Next. launching the RAD sites. So I've done a couple videos. You guys, some of you have joined and watched starting in January when we were talking about the development of our RAD sites. We have dropped the price on those because we think right now more than ever, every small dealer, every startup company, every entrepreneur that doesn't have a tremendous amount of accessorial expenses, office expenses, a lot of trucks and so forth, you guys are in a really unique position to be able to A, be digital, B, be nimble, C, be quick. So I'm just saying you guys have a real big opportunity to drop a website on the internet, set up an entirely virtual email system, G Suites, set up an entirely virtual VoIP system, a VoIP phone system, virtual walkthroughs using video equipment just like we're doing today, and you guys could have a digital business that works from anywhere right now. So with the RAD site, there are two different designs that we have right now, and one of them was the original one I showed you guys in January, and obviously that is ready. It's ready to go live. The second one is one that we have been modifying as the news changes and as dealers need to set up a different presence. So I'm going to kind of show you both because I want you to walk through what worked last month, last year, no longer works today. All of the things you thought, so let me just pull this one up and I'm going to pull this one up. So for example, these are things you need to think of. This is RAD site number 1. It's just CI RAD site. And RAD site number 2 is this one, okay? In the old environment, this was a great picture, right? It was friendly, it was warm, it had a female, male representation, it was a warm photo. However, in this environment, this kind of image creates concern. So one of the first things you can all do on the side, forget about the RAD site for a second, is start perusing your website and go through your site to all the things that make people feel uneasy. If it's like, I don't know if I want to come in and be hugging and touching and have everybody real close, now's the time to get those images switched out. So that's just on a side note. Go through your website, start finding those images, pull those things out that have an immediate uneasy feeling for consumers. They're not looking for that kind of connection right now. All right. Also, heavy promotions, be cautious with heavy promotions, be cautious with things that taste like chicken. I'm gonna say boring. I got 25 years in business, family owned and operated, great customer service. Literally to consumers right now, that is blah, 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 and blah. Everything could be snake, could be rat, tastes like chicken. So, right now, this is the second version, and these are things we're thinking through and having to make rapid fire changes across 1,000 websites very quickly. But these are things we're looking at, is do you offer an in-home or a virtual walkthrough? Something technical. So instead of a high five or a handshake, we have a heart symbol. Can they schedule a virtual meeting? Can you schedule a virtual walkthrough? And you guys, these things cost you nothing other than a headache because it's changed and some of you don't love technology. It's one of those things, you gotta push through it, okay? Another thing is, right now, you guys gotta go after financing programs. Many dealers are signed up for financing, but that doesn't mean they're using it or pitching it. If you want consumers to take money that they're concerned about spending, to feel comfortable at home, which they know they need to do, make sure you have a financing program. Work with your lenders, try to get something that's a no-no, and no interest, no finance for 12 months. Highlight that that's an option. We want you to feel comfortable in our home. We know you're not comfortable spending those resources, that money right now. Here's what we have to help you with this. We want you comfortable. You guys are gonna be home and we don't know for how long. We understand that. So we want to make sure we've got fresh and clean air. We want to make sure we control humidity. We want to make sure we remove particulates from the air. And we want to make sure that your family is safe and comfortable. This slide right here represents what's important to consumers in order. Safety first, health second, comfort third, energy fourth. You've got to make sure that somewhere on your site that you're recognizing that their safety matters, and yours and your technicians. Your team needs to know that that's important as well. And I know that you guys care drastically, but having something on your site, having something that is standards is going to help. So our technicians are trained for your safety. Here are the things you can expect from your technicians from our technicians when they show up at your home. So we already covered a virtual walkthrough. Now you can go into all of these other things, and you can continue. You can modify this list any way that you choose. Whatever you're able to commit to, commit and deliver. Okay, moving into the SARE calculator, troubleshooter, things like offering 24-hour emergency service, things like offering 24-hour service with no upcharges, no overtime charges, no charges on evenings and weekends. Life as we know it, Monday through Friday from 9 to 5, probably just changed. In order for us to maintain the business at our current rate, or at least be able to continue as is, we're trying to keep this boat rocking, floating, right? So some of those things you need to start making those decisions. Asking your team, are you guys willing to do things evenings and weekends? And remember, your office doesn't provide the work. Your team does. And they have a truck that hopefully you guys can have them deploy from home. They can go home, take it home. They have the things that they need inside the truck. They can schedule planned deliveries and pickups. Everybody knows that we're kind of working around a bubble. We need to put a bubble around ourselves. And they can do this even without having a lot of interaction with the homeowner. If 90% of your interaction with the homeowner happens via virtual webcam, FaceTime, Google Hangout, or Zoom video, that's progress. Then they go for a walk. You don't have to be all in their space where they are. Okay, next, we need to address the things very specifically. Their mindsets are going to be different. You're going to have urgency. Your system's not working, let's get it fixed now. You're going to have, you're going to be, let's prepare for summer. Let's get that scheduled service. Let's get it tuned up. Let's get that moving right now. And a reminder, you're going to be home for a while. Let's get comfortable. Let's get that new system quote. Going. And then of course you can add on the other things like IAQ and so forth. Making sure financing is available, highlight the different kinds of programs that you may have available. You're gonna have to feed this information to your web companies. They cannot guess. So this entire website is me guessing. I'm saying if I was an HVAC dealer, an owner, an entrepreneur, this is kind of where I would head. But your web companies, whoever you're working with, cannot guess this information. You've got to proactively be submitting things to them. With our company, with CI Web Group, we doubled our help desk team. We sent a note to our entire customer base and said that they have unlimited changes to their website. They can make any kind of design changes to sliders, promotional graphics, add content to the site, notifications, because you guys are going to have to change things and you're going to have to do it right now. So make sure that you are, the best way I can put it is they're not going to care more about your business than you do. So you take information from here, bring it back as a team and make decisions on what are the things you commit to, and then start sending those changes and those requests. Be specific. Don't make them guess or you're not going to like it. Next is protect yourself and your investment. We have some of the best manufacturer warranties, an amazing maintenance plan, extended service agreements, and so forth. And then finally, it has your basic contact information, your local service areas, featured manufacturer, and so forth. This particular site can be customized specifically for your business. Our price point is below our cost, so until our team is full and can't take on any more projects, and I don't know when that is, we just have to push them, we can do this for $750 for this website and $50 a month. This is a simple project, probably more in line with someone who has no website or a website with less than 10 pages. This is probably a better solution for that kind of situation. Essentially, it has home, about us. We went ahead and put the COVID safety plan inside the system, which is the letter that we showed you. Our services, essentially, you guys would be starting off with one page per primary service. and you can add to it later. Right now you need something that you can show consumers. It's going to set them at ease. You can make sure that you can get requests for virtual appointments. Everyone's contact us forms needs to change. Needs to say, do you want to have a virtual walkthrough? Do you want to set up a call only, or do you want an in-home service? And by the way, here's something you can expect for our in-home service. An offers area, section for reviews, and contact us. Primary call to actions are going to be a click to call or text, depending on your situation. Right now, if you have a traditional line, so I was going to do this webinar next week, but if you're dispersing and you're trying to go work from home, you're trying to let your team work from home, trucks can go home, your website can go home, your contact us can go home, your email, as long as you're using something that's a virtual plan, not PC based. So if you're on Microsoft Outlook and you don't have SharePoint, there's some issues with that. But if you have G Suites, this is why I stress G Suites so much. That means your email and all of your Google Docs and your drives and your files and your calendar are all virtual. They can go anywhere with you. They're on every single device, has the same information on it. Now your phones. To get your phones home. So if you don't have VoIP lines, there is Zoom phone, that's one option. There's also a Google Voice line. So if you have G Suites, let me just show you real quick. And I know we're bouncing around a little bit because stuff has changed. G Suites is where your email becomes virtual, and Google Voice is a free phone system that works on any device. You can sign up for a phone number and then transfer your business lines to those phone numbers. Inside Google Voice, you have texting capabilities. It will record voicemails. You can email voice and text to each other and share that information. You're virtual. Right now, immediately, you're working from home. Everybody's doing the same thing, and everything is set up instantaneously. So that's the side note. All right. So that's essentially the RAD site. Let me, some of the benefits that we walked through in prior webinars, specifically the January webinar, is, let me show you this real quick. So I'm gonna go to the front of the website. This is kind of like a dollhouse. This is the front of the website, and we're gonna turn it around and go to the back of the website. Here is one of the benefits of this new site. We have a piece of functionality inside the site that allows you to build pages. Let me just go. Okay, so inside the site, we've essentially designed all of these different layouts, custom page types, custom page templates, modules, editors, and so forth. But it allows you to custom design a page. If you have someone on your team who's technical, of course, if you're working with us, we can do these things for you. But these are really simple. You guys, now you're in a position where you're going to need to be able to throw up content and information and promotions very, very quickly. You're gonna need to test what works. You're gonna need to take, with a new heating and air conditioning system, and you throw on a 4K IAQ package, that they're gonna get a new gas grill and a new a new gas line installed, and that's totally on the house. Or you guys do something that is a new air conditioning system with an IAQ package, and you're gonna throw in a margarita machine and one of those hacky sack throwing things, like some kind of game for the outside. Think of things that are fully surrounding staycation, being comfortable and fun at home, but you're gonna have to be able to move quick, okay? Essentially what you can do with this, it's really, really simple. Every single one of these elements is drag and drop. So the ability to be able to make custom interior pages, extremely simple. In the past, what's happened is websites, because they're relatively expensive to do, they're time consuming, resource heavy. You need designers and developers and content managers and some kind of project manager. There's all these different teams. So what has happened is to keep costs low, you have a really gorgeous homepage, and then all the interior pages on your website look blah. Not good. They don't convert, not good call to actions. Technically, every single page on the interior side of your website is the front door to your site. If somebody Googles for AC installation in blank in a city and they land on your page called AC installation in blank or IAQ or whatever it is, allergy reducers, particulate reducers, anything that they're Googling and researching right now, when they land on an interior page, that should have all the same elements of a homepage. The reality is you should have 1,000 words of content on it. If you're in a competitive area, more than that. If you're in a less competitive area, less than that. That's your ballpark. It should have a video on it. Why? Because you want to keep people set on the page. It should have a couple promotions that are related to that topic. It should have a call to action that is related to that same topic. That page should be designed to educate and sell and convert and put people at ease every single page in the inside. So as we go through here, every one of these, we need to be able to build out these pages extremely fast. I'm just giving you some quick ideas and examples so you can get an idea. Okay, we're gonna put this, I'm gonna put in a header, we're gonna make it fancy dancy, so I'm gonna put in an animated header, then I'm gonna put in some text, right underneath it, you get my drift. Okay, I'm gonna put in a progress bar, anything that you wanna have inside here. The bottom line is what we need, or a button for a call to action, what we need is to be able to take action and make changes to a site quick, and we need the interior pages to look killer. Technically, you should have one page for every service you wanna sell in every city you wanna sell it. But if the page is light with content, if there's no content on there, if there's no good promotion on there, if there's no compelling text, if it doesn't resonate, if it has people shaking hands and hugging and the contractors with their arms around them, we have issues. So we need to be very, very quick right now. This site, the way it's designed and constructed and the way we built these tools, it's designed to be one building at a time. If you've ever been out of the country and been to certain parts of the world where they build one room at a time, literally they put concrete blocks up and build just one room and they stay in there. And then as they have more money, they start working on a bathroom. And then as they have more money, they start working on another room. And eventually they build a real roof, but only over one of the rooms. That's kind of how this website is designed. But each room, we want it built really well from the beginning. Really well from the beginning. So this allows you to have a very customizable, simple site. And then when you have $400, buy a full custom page. That's gonna be your 1,000 pages or your 1,000 words of content. It's gonna be your video, your promotional graphics, your call to actions, have a couple testimonials on there, and let's get this page to, and some optimization, get some metadata on there to try and get it into the right drawer. And we want that page to convert. We want that page to help you close new business. You guys can use it in your sales and marketing. You can use a really custom page in your, I said social, in email. You can obviously do the same thing with even pay-per-click. We've been able to get interior pages that are so well done that they've performed decent if someone was not, didn't have the budget for a landing page yet. So it's a very, very simple site. Inside the system, essentially what we're doing to try and help is we're building libraries and libraries and libraries of layouts and templates. So you don't have to think about anything. If you want to put a save the date because you're having an event, a promotion, something in there, we have all of these different tools that are completely built into the site, so you don't even have to think about layouts and so forth. So if you're trying, it's kind of twofold. On one hand, you hire somebody to build and design a website, and then two, you usually have to hire a second person to maintain it and to make changes to it in addition to host and everything else. This allows you, if you've got a little bit of technical skills, we have a layout. All you do is go in and change the text on every one of them. Change the picture on everything in there. You can easily swap these out and start switching media and so forth. But the more we have time to build, the more templates and layouts and custom page types we'll build into the system, the easier it's going to be for you guys to be able to make changes quickly. Essentially, if you were in a position to get set up with a RAD site, and let's say you had a $500 budget per month, you would have a completely custom website, custom interior pages with video, with call to actions and promotions and SEO. A year from now, you're sitting pretty. So just build over time. But that gives you some ideas, and for everybody that has a site, those are the kind of things you want to get changed out, you want to think about, do it as quick as possible. All right, so this is essentially going over the RAD site. Same thing that I covered. This is your ability to sign up online if that's something you're interested in. This is a copy of the health and safety letter that we just covered. Now let's pause for just a minute on this next topic, which is, this is a sidewinder. It wasn't part of the original agenda, but I feel it's important to stress it. We need to be very careful on social media right now. Anything negative, anything political. So in my world with my team, I have a social media rule. No sex, no politics, no religion, no negativity, and no sports. Reason is 50% of the world doesn't agree. So not going to change anybody's mind. Right now, people are watching too much news. It's overwhelming to them. So keep the caps locks off, keep your posts positive. What we're gonna do, and we've already started, is we're building an entire staycation library of graphics. You guys, these are free to use. If I post this on our website and we see it on somebody's page, that is golden. We do not mind that at all. We have an entire messaging library that we're creating. It is completely free. You guys can take the images, you can post them on your social media sites, you can modify them, you can use them for ideas, and we will publish new free tools every single week. So give people ideas on how to make their own hand sanitizer, what are the best books to read. You might have to stay home, but you can go anywhere with a virtual reality headset. There's lots of fun things that we can do to try and don't focus everything on selling on Facebook. Is you're trying to communicate. People need right now something positive. They need to know ideas to deal with they're freaking out being at home, or they're getting a little fidgety having to stay home. Me, I love it. But give them ideas to do different things. You're gonna have to create a different kind of environment, and it's not all just heating and air conditioning. This is positive, productive. You're trying to make people feel safe and feel comfortable. If you can be a voice of reason and give ideas to keep people off of the news and keep them from feeling like everything is going downhill, you guys are gonna make a lot of progress. I'm not gonna take a lot of your time today, so what I would tell you is take action. If you want this link, which has all of these tools on it, all you have to do is text the word action, grab your phones, and open a text message, and put the phone number in, which is 877-839-1122, and in the message, type in the word action, hit send, and 3% of this kind of training portal that we're trying to make sure everybody has, we will have covered. We're jumping into, on the next training, we're gonna be doing a deep dive into how to operate a business from home. And like I said, there's an entire Goodman training series. It's a 16-week series with myself, Bring 'em from Power Selling Pros, EGIA is joining, Procom is joining, Matt Plugoff is joining with the marketing plan. Dave Holt is joining from NCI. We have a lot of really great trainers. We're all coming together to do this series. So please do make sure you talk to your TSMs, get registered for those trainings. They are going to be really, really fast, powerful, and always are going to include tools and assets and things you guys can use in your business right now. We're here to help. We believe the more that everybody contributes to trying to get through this in as good a possible situation as possible and keep things calm and keep businesses moving and growing. You guys, like I said, you have a huge opportunity. The hardest part to manage is typically how you think. All of this is easy. Okay, so with that, you guys, if there's any questions, I'd be happy to take those. Otherwise, Catherine, thank you very much. Let's rock and roll.
All right, great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So if you have any questions, go ahead and use your chat box. We'll be more than happy to answer. And I wanted to mention you will receive a follow-up email a little bit later today with a link to the recording. So if you'd like to refer back to it or share it with someone who might be interested, that will be in your email. It will be the GoToWebinar. Thanks for attending, or we're sorry we missed you. In either case, look to the body of that email and you will see that. Also, there's a post-webinar survey, so feel free to provide feedback. We do look forward to hearing from you. And sorry, I was trying to mute my radio just as we were coming back on, so I apologize if you heard a little bit about that, but we all have to adjust, so it's all good. Look at Jen doing her hand sanitizer. I love it. So at this point, we don't have any questions, so I wanted to just thank you for bringing us this presentation today, Jennifer. As always, very informative. And anything you'd like to say in closing?
Let's get to work. That's it.
All right, great. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule, everyone who joined us today, whether you're here live now or later on the recording. We do appreciate it and look forward to talking to you all on another webinar soon. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Bye-bye.